I've done a lot of very, very hard challenges on the channel, and this is definitely going to be up there as one of the hardest, because today we are going to be doing a rebuild where we can only sign the slowest players and draft the slowest players at every position. Now, we are going to be using a regular team. I just picked the Steelers, not for any reason really, but we are going to see by the end of this rebuild if we can improve this Steelers team while being very limited on who we can sign or draft, and we are gonna see if we can win a Super Bowl with what will be by far the slowest team in the NFL. A league where speed is arguably, but kinda inarguably, the most important thing. But I'm excited to get into this, so I'm gonna keep this intro short, at least as short as I can. But be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoy it. It really helps out the channel. And I was thinking about doing a team of no players rebuild, but we can only add the slowest players at each position. I decided against that because I'm not sure if that's possible, but if this video can get to 2,500 likes, it'll let me know y'all want to see a team of no players rebuild, but we can only add the slowest players. We got super close to 2,500 likes on the last team of no players rebuild I did, so I feel like that's a fair goal. And also be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because if you like rebuilds, that's literally all I do on the channel. You can say you were one of the first 100,000 or whatever. And then very last thing, no shout out, but let me know in the comments if you would want to see something similar to this. I could do a team of the fastest players, the tallest players, the shortest players, the strongest players, whatever. Let me know in the comments, and if I do that, I'll give you a shout out. But anyway, enough yapping. Let's get into this rebuild. Oh yeah, the one reason I did pick the Steelers is so we would have to draft a quarterback or sign one, I guess, but Aaron Rodgers probably gonna retire after the year, so that'll free us up to have to add a slow quarterback unless we want to try to develop Will Howard or something. I don't know. But I wanted our quarterback to fit the rebuild. But I guess we'll just get to the end of the year so we can get to the point of this rebuild, and we'll see how this Steelers team does. I don't have a great feeling with, you know, Broderick Jones at left tackle at a 69 overall, but we'll see. But all right, we end up going 8-9. We were doing good. I don't know what happened, but that doesn't really matter. I guess it's better to do worse. We kind of wanted to tank. God, dude, I didn't know there was going to be an update overnight. When I opened the game back up and looked at the rosters, the like black jerseys confused me. I was like, did I open the wrong game? I'm pretty sure they updated every face, and they might have fixed the defensive tackle overall thing. It looks like they did, maybe. Did Chris Jones retire? Where's Chris Jones? Okay, sure. But let's get into our first free agent class. And here are a few more of the rules. I think we should be able to go for the 3 slowest players at each position, just so this isn't impossible. It's still gonna be very hard going for the 3 slowest. Like, it doesn't make our options much better, but at least it gives us a few more options. Like, we could get Tyler Lockett if we want, I guess, but it's still not too great. We basically have to sign any decent players we get the chance to sign, because I don't think cap space is gonna be a big issue in this rebuild for obvious reasons. But hey, this is actually an okay starting free agent class. We can maybe sign 2 Ravens players, Ardarius Washington and Daniel Falele. I think both were the slowest, so yeah, that's kind of wild. Daniel Falele, 52 speed. 380 pounds. So this would be actually a decent class. 2 positions of need. Like, the Steelers O-line is not great anymore, and we don't desperately need a safety, but we probably will soon. I think all 3 of our safeties are around 30. Yeah, Elliott's 29 at this point. I think Peppers is 30. Yeah, and Clark's like 31 or something, so we'll need a safety soon. So these 2, we might not get Washington, but hopefully we get Falele at least. We do get both. Okay, cool. Way better first free agent class than I expected. I don't think we're gonna get as lucky in future seasons. But all right, let's get to the draft. And I think the most important thing is, let's see if we can find our quarterback of the future for this rebuild. But all right, in the draft, we do pick at number 14. Cowboys have the number 1 pick. That's tough. But like I said, we're thinking QB here. Now, I haven't checked any of these players' speed rating yet. I'm assuming we're not going to be able to get Brinkley or Ellington or any like improviser or scrambler types. Probably going to be a field general or a strong arm, maybe D Moore. I'm hoping Caps is slow, but I'm sure he's not. Well, even if he is, he probably won't be available by the time we pick. He is not slow enough. Ooh. Okay, D Moore is one of the slowest. Is he bottom 3? I guess I don't know, but I think if a player's listed with poor speed, I feel like that's fair to draft, because this is all a big tie. It's poor speed. I feel like taking poor speed is fair. I don't think we're going to take him round 1. I think we'll risk him being available round 2 because he is 23. But if we don't take him, who would we take round 1? There is Saucedo. He was one of the slowest centers, but he isn't even that slow. But I mean, that follows the rules of the rebuild. He's a first round talent. I feel like that's a pretty easy decision, unless there's a good slow corner. I mean, there's a day 3, 2 day 3s, but not great. Yeah, corner is going to be a tough position to fill. Corner, receiver, and maybe even defensive tackle, because I feel like all the good defensive tackles are fast and super strong. Like, yeah, look how many have elite speed and stuff. But anyway, let's go with Nico Saucedo out of Florida State. Looks good. Rank 20, got him at 14. I am more than okay with that. That's probably one of the better picks we're going to be able to make in this rebuild. Do we have a second round pick? I got to make sure. Some teams don't have second round picks, obviously. I got to make sure that the Steelers didn't trade theirs away. They didn't. Okay, good. But we will take D Moore. He's not going to be worth it technically, and he is 23, but we'll see if we can turn him into our QB of the future. This is like the best shot we got, at least for now. And like I said, I want a QB that fits the theme of this rebuild. Poor speed, does have elite throw power, so we'll take him. Rank 111, not amazing, but does have hidden. Okay, I mean, probably going to be hard to develop him still, but that helps. But all right, round 3. Is there anyone good we have scouted? Just more QBs. There's some decent corners, but I doubt they're slow enough. No, we would need a lot of poor speed corners to go before we can pick them. That's not going to happen. Is there anyone that at least looks, you know, draftable? Not necessarily. A blocking tight end might not be horrible. I mean, we really don't need a tight end, but I feel like that's the best shot we have at a decent player. Phillips, maybe? He's really strong. Really, really strong. We'll see. Rank 80, got him at 78. Of course, hidden dev, because every blocking tight end has hidden dev, unless they're a 62 overall or something. And all right, last pick I'll show. This dude ran a 4.68 at receiver. I was like, maybe there's a decent slot receiver or something. No. You know what? Let's just go with like a backup QB or something. Maybe Denard will work out. I don't know. At least he's draftable. Rank 189. Does have hidden. I mean, probably not going to start him, but he is a year younger than our other QB, so we'll see. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. Honestly, not too bad. I would guess there's at least one team we drafted better than. I would definitely say we drafted better than the Vikings. Their best player was a 72. I guess they picked a little later than us, but I mean, still, they're not doing a challenge or anything. The Bills, debatably too. The Bucks, maybe. Cardinals, they got more 70 pluses. I don't know. We did well is my point. Ooh, the Commanders, we definitely did better. So yeah, pretty good draft for what we had to do. Saucedo's a 76. D Moore is a 69. I mean, nice, but it's going to be really hard to develop him. I almost want to go with the Bengals offensive playbook already, just to try to win him offensive rookie of the year. You know what? I might do that. I feel like that's fair. I feel like any slight thing like that to make the challenge slightly more possible, I feel like is fair. We'll go with the Bengals offensive playbook because our offense was not great last year. Oh yeah, and the players I didn't show, I obviously still followed the same rules. DeAndre Hyde, he was one of the slowest corners. Evan Bayer, he's not that slow, but he was like one of the slowest Sam linebackers. There just aren't many Sam linebackers in the draft, so we almost get to pick any of them. And then Jeremiah Newton with his deadly 58 speed. But all right, let's get into year 2 of this rebuild, I guess we'll call it. Debatably year 1 or 2. And we'll have to see how we do this year. This is mostly just about developing the players we just got. But we are an 80 overall heading into year 2. Looking solid, didn't get much worse at all. I think we were an 80 or 81 overall heading into last year, so we'll take that. And we should develop more than last year's team did throughout the year with, you know, a couple rookies starting, mostly really young players on offense despite being slow. We just gotta see if we can get D Moore offensive rookie of the year. That's our main goal for this year. Arguably the most important thing of this rebuild. Did the background turn black? Has it been like that this whole time and I just noticed it? Okay, that was interesting, but our defense is good. It's pretty much just the Steelers defense. Unfortunately, Cameron Hayward did retire. I mean, we kind of had to expect that, but other than that, it's just without him, and we added Ardarius Washington, and that's it. And we'll start him because he's like 4 years younger than Deshaun Elliott. But all right, I'm excited to get into this year. It's going to be interesting to see how we do. We could be a decent team. I guess I wouldn't necessarily bank on it because we have a 70 overall QB and a 71 overall left tackle, but we'll see. All right, we are 5-2 at the mid-season. We have the third best offense in the league with a 73 overall QB. Just more proof that overall doesn't mean anything. That's so stupid, but whatever. Like, completely relying on our 73 overall QB too. We're not a run-heavy team. He is the offense with the Bengals offensive playbook. We have the best passing game in the league. I love this game. Also our receivers suck other than DK Metcalf. He has 21 passing touchdowns. Okay. Tyler Warren. Jalen Warren's doing really well. Our receivers are doing really well. Broderick Jones not doing too great, but that's about what I expected. Do we have a rookie we could try there? I don't really even think we have depth to bench him with. I mean, we have a 65 overall rookie tackle. I guess we have Mason McCormick. I don't feel great about him either, but we'll see. But all right, who are we going to have to re-sign? Nick Herbig? Sure, we'll bring him back. I feel like it's fair we can bring all the Steelers players back, even if they don't fit the theme of this rebuild, or for the millionth time, this is going to be impossible. So we'll bring all them back. Patrick Queen, not interested. We'll see. Darnell Washington, it's so easy to get tight ends in Madden. Oh yeah, also we got, I would assume, the slowest player in Madden, Desmond Watson, with 41 speed. Yeah, 41 speed. He does not look 415 pounds, but whatever. That also looks nothing like him. But all right, we got our re-signings out of the way, at least for now. We still have 45 mil, so maybe cap space will be more of an issue than I expected, but I mean, we're not going to have to pay a QB. I don't think our roster is going to be too great, so we'll see. But all right, let's get to the end of the year, and hopefully we can keep this up. I mean, we've been really good this year. I'm kind of surprised because we got absolutely steamrolled in our first game of the week. I thought this wasn't going to go too great, but it is. Yeah, I just had to say something, huh? We go 3-7 in the second half of the year. All right, what happened? Okay, D Moore decided to start throwing picks. Still finished with 39 touchdown passes and 4,800 yards as a 70 overall to enter the year. What is he now? Oh, he's all the way up to an 84? I forgot how much QBs develop, as rookies at least. Do I need to lower my QB XP sliders more? I don't know, because by the end of rebuilds, there are like 15 95 plus overalls. I'll think about it. But yeah, D Moore did very well. That should be good enough for offensive rookie of the year, I would hope, but that is a lot of picks. But Jalen Warren was good. DK Metcalf, 1,400 yards, 15 touchdowns. Roman Wilson and Calvin Austin hit 1,000 yards. Ooh. Troy Fautanu and Zach Frazier were horrible, but I guess Mason McCormick did better at left tackle than Broderick Jones, so sure. But Patrick Queen led the team with 170 tackles, and that was only Matt Milano had 197. What's the record? Oh, 214. I thought this would break it, but apparently not. Let's see. TFL's 18 for Watt led the team. Sacks 14.5 for Highsmith, 14 for Watt, and picks 2 for Queen and Ramsey, 1 for 3 different players. But let's check out these yearly awards. These are gonna be some of the most important yearly awards we check. Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. The new faces for every player is freaking me out. I guess Lamar doesn't have a new face, but I think everyone else does. But let's see. DK Metcalf number 4 for Offensive Player of the Year. TJ Watt number 2 for Defensive Player of the Year. Highsmith 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to D Moore though. We needed that. I guess maybe we didn't though. He developed up to an 84. So I guess it would have been fine, but now we should get Superstar Dev, so that's huge. Unfortunately, a Ravens player wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, but Hyde at number 7. So even though we missed the playoffs, I guess that could be a good thing. Get a better draft pick. I don't know why our defense was so horrible though, but let's get into the offseason once again, and we could already make this into a decent team, assuming there are good, slow players that we can get. But all right, for the rest of our re-signings, I guess maybe we should try to re-sign Patrick Queen. He was really good, at least put up a lot of numbers. He does re-sign. And Troy Fautanu, I guess we'll pick up the 5th year, because cap space probably isn't going to be an issue. But let's see if there are any good free agents this year. Okay, there are good ones in general, but are there any good ones we can get? There are a lot of Ravens here. What happened? I guess that's good for us. I mean, there's James Conner, but he's 32. Okay, this year is looking a little more unlucky. I don't really see anyone that we could use. It's a lot of old players, too. I mean, like, there are decent overall players like Kendall Kendall Fuller, but he's old. We could get Jalen McCullough, maybe. We're gonna have a lot of safeties, but sure, just so we can do something this year. But yeah, not too great, unfortunately. So we're gonna go for Jalen McCullough and Josh Cologne at long snapper, just so we have one if we make a Super Bowl, which is the plan, so hopefully we do. But these two players, can we sign them? We get Cologne, huge. And we do get McCullough. Okay, I don't know if those two are gonna make an impact at all, but that's all I could do. But all right, this year we pick at number 13. It's definitely harder to decide what we want to do this year than it was last year. There's a top 5 talent receiver, but we can't take him, obviously, because he's a deep threat. There is this decent receiver we can take, Jamie Cantu, assuming he's available. He is one of the slowest receivers, but I mean, even if he is available at 13, he's not technically worth the pick. We'll see who's here, though. I mean, there are 2 first-round talent receivers. The one did go, though. Really? Yeah, Cantu went at 8 to the Texans. Don't know about that one. Man, with him gone, I don't know who we can take. Ooh, I focus scouted Northcutt just because he was slow. He was a slow guard. He is not great. Flores is, slow enough, but he's not good. He's projected to go early, but he's not good. Man, there really isn't anyone draftable that we can take. I think our best option is an edge rusher that's actually a defensive tackle, because Madden, for some reason, they just left some defensive tackles at edge rusher when they, made the new position, or new positions, like edge and defensive tackle and all these. So Sean Petrowski might be a 307-pound edge rusher for us. Doesn't look too bad, but also doesn't look insane or anything. We just don't have much of another choice, so we'll take him. Rank 62. That's about what I expected. Honestly, he's even a little worse than I expected. I thought he'd be like 40 or something, but oh well. This is about how I thought all the drafts would go. Last year was a big surprise. Let's see, I think we'll take a receiver though. Joaquin Martinez is tied as the 3rd slowest receiver. I didn't realize there would be so many receivers tied with the same speed, but I feel like it's fair. Not like he's a great player anyway, but he is only 21 years old at least. 3rd to 4th round talent, so he's, close to worth this pick at least. He's a physical receiver, so I guess he could have hidden dev. Physical receivers sometimes have hidden, but I feel like that's only if they're actually good, and he isn't great, but we'll take him. Rank 110, that's fine. Does have hidden, though. We'll take that. We'll probably start him. He's only going to be like a 69, but that's fine. And you know what? I might just have to take another receiver, because there is legitimately nobody else that's even decent. Man, we can almost get Joey Magana. If one more center goes before him, we can take him, but I don't think they're gonna. They're UDFAs. I guess we could take one of the other centers, but that would kind of be cheating, and it would be risky. I don't know. Ooh, there is a 2nd to 3rd round talent right guard, though. Tied for 2nd slowest right guards. Sure, desperately need left tackles, so we'll put somebody there, maybe him. And you know what? Last pick I show, let's just go with another receiver. There are 2 3rd to 4th round talents. Unfortunately, they're a playmaker and a slot receiver, so neither one's gonna have hidden. Let's go with the playmaker, because I feel like that's a slightly higher chance. Rank 115. Damn it, normal, but he's not horrible. Could be worse. Not great, but not horrible. But all right, here's how we did in the draft this year. I'm not feeling as good as this one, or feeling as good about this one as I was with last year's, but we did end up getting 373 overalls. Petrowski, Felix Oliver is a 73, and then Brandon Wentz, a blocking tight end, of course, 73 overall. I pretty much just go with the slowest blocking tight end that has elite strength, and that usually works pretty well. He was ranked like 52 or something. He was, I think, the highest ranked player we got, even though they're all tied in overall, so that doesn't really mean anything, but whatever. Martinez and Bryant are both 69s. We'll obviously start Martinez because he has hidden dev. And I also took Crawford at guard and Amaya at defensive tackle. He's decent. Unfortunately, not many dev traits this year. Did we get 2? Did Oliver have one? He did, so we at least got 2. Or no, I guess 3. Wentz had one too, but Petrowski didn't. I'm curious, what would his overall be at defensive tackle? I don't think I should be able to move him there. He'd be a 75, so he would go up a little bit. I think we have to leave him as edge though, because he wouldn't have been the slowest defensive tackle. He'd have been pretty fast for a defensive tackle. But yeah, overall, not a horrible draft for what we had to do. Might have even been better than the Texans, and they had the number 8 overall pick. Yeah, looking at some of these drafts makes me feel better about them. The Titans cooked. The Browns won the Super Bowl this year. I didn't even notice that. This game sucks, dude. What do you mean? But all right, here we are heading into year 3. We're up to an 82 overall. We're looking better. We might be the lowest overall team in the league. I hope not, but we might be. No, there are a few 81s, so we're not the lowest. The Titans are also an 80, but we're down there, which I guess makes sense. But we should develop even more throughout the year, obviously. I'm almost wanting to make Martinez our #1 receiver to try to get him to develop a ton, because I don't know how hard it's gonna be to find another super slow receiver with hidden dev. I mean, maybe not too hard, because physical receivers are usually slow and they have a pretty good chance of having hidden, so maybe it's not too hard, but I don't know, I kind of want to make him the #1 receiver. I might. I'll make him the #1 slot too, eventually. Oh yeah, and also I moved Oliver to left tackle, so he's probably gonna get demolished, but the defense should be good. Last year it was the weaker part of our team for whatever reason, but hopefully it's good this year. Also, Peyton Wilson gained X Factor and Patrick Queen went up to Superstar, so that's interesting. But yeah, we found our QB, it looks like. Hopefully we found our left tackle. Hopefully we found a good receiver. We'll see. I have my doubts about some of those, but we'll see. Okay, we're 4-2 at the midseason. We'll take that for how not great of a roster we have. This year it is our offense, which is a little worse, which makes sense. It is a lower overall than our defense. D Moore isn't doing great, though. I keep wanting to call him Dan Moore, obviously because there is a Dan Moore who was on the Steelers. Not the same position, but still. Let's see. Martinez is doing well so far, though. Still, his dev trade isn't revealed, though, as our #1 receiver, but he's doing well. Definitely only has star if he's only gone up 2 overall. Jesus. Felix Oliver's on pace to allow like 35 sacks. You know what? I'm going to leave him in and see if we can break a record. That is absurd. Oh, and look who's #2. Broderick Jones, now on the 49ers, of course. You know what? 10 sacks allowed from center. Might be even worse than the 15 from left tackle. Definitely worse. Sack numbers are so inflated in this game. They already were, and they made them worse for some reason in Madden 26. I don't know why. I didn't even know it doesn't seem like they did anything to simulation necessarily. It seems garbage like it used to be, but just sack numbers are higher now. But whatever. Peyton Wilson, will re-sign him. We'll go 4 years, 40. He takes it. Alex Highsmith will go 3 years, 107 is fine. I gotta remember to spend coach points. I never do. I mean, I remember eventually. It just takes me a while. But we'll go 3 years, 48 for Zach Frazier. I don't think he's done necessarily well in this rebuild, but I don't know, he was really good the first year, really horrible last year, and has been really good this year. We'll go 3 years, 46. He takes it. Man, cap space is a lot more of a struggle than I expected. We're getting low. Who are we even paying? I feel like next year or the year after, we're gonna have a ton of cap space. Man, we need to keep Jalen Warren, though, because finding a slow running back that'll actually play well is gonna be impossible. Oh yeah, one other rule I guess I should have mentioned earlier. I didn't know how important it would be because I rarely trade for players. I mean, I do sometimes, but like once every 4 or 5 rebuilds or so. But I decided I can trade for one of the 5 slowest players at any position. So like one of these 5 QBs, but none of them are great. One of them is ours, D Moore. One of these 5 or I guess even 8 running backs, including Cam Scadaboo, Kyron Williams, Tyler Algier. That might not be horrible. We could trade for a running back if we lose Tyler Warren. That might be the plan. Oh, this Cantu guy is, oh, only normal dev. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say he might be decent, but probably not. Could trade for Pat Bryant though, eventually. Usually wins offensive player of the year like every season, either him or Rashee Rice, or Deontay Johnson on the Bengals. You know, players that seem like they would win it in real life, definitely. So we'll have to think about some of those players for sure. Tavondre Sweat maybe could be an option, so we'll have to see. But let's get to the end of the year. Probably not gonna make the playoffs this year if I had to guess. I mean, it's possible. We are 4-2, but we've choked big time in the last 2 seasons, specifically in the second half of the year. So I don't fully trust this 4-2 record, but we'll see. Now that I say that, we're probably going to make the playoffs. I mean, I wouldn't complain, but that just seems like how it works. Man, just like the Steelers are cursed to be 10-7 every year in real life, we are cursed to be 8-9 every year here. Also, what's wrong with our defense? Every year, every time I check who the best defenses in the league were, when we're not using the Steelers, it seems like it's the Steelers, but now that we're using the Steelers, we're not good. Why? I'm about one more bad year away from switching to the Patriots defensive playbook, because I don't know which one is good still. But let's check out our stats. D. Moore was fine-ish, sacked 60 times. Jalen Warren, 696 yards, nice, I guess. He was fine. 1,400 yards and 13 touchdowns for Martinez, though. That's what I was hoping for. Developed a ton before he even gets rewarded for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, for making a Pro Bowl, I guess that makes sense, and a bunch of other stuff, but DK Metcalf still decent, almost 1,000 yards, 850 for Wilson. That's a new record. Felix Oliver allowed 28 sacks. Okay, back to guard you go. We still need a left tackle. Who was our best pass blocker? I guess Saucedo, pound for pound, like positional value. Really our only lineman that did well necessarily. Like 7 for center's bad, 8 for right guard is bad, 10 for right tackle's kind of bad. Don't want to talk about that one. We'll try Saucedo, but I don't know. And then Queen 145 tackles, TFL's 18 for Watt, 17 sacks for Watt, 12.5 for Highsmith, and picks, 4 for Peyton Wilson. Look at those. Is he going to be up there for Defensive Player of the Year? He might be. Those are some crazy numbers. 2 for Washington and then 1 for 3 different players. But MVP goes to Joe Burrow, division rival, of course. Top 3 for Offensive Player of the Year are Bengals. Fun. Martinez at 5, though, as a rookie. Oh, hopefully Bailey isn't a rookie, though. He might be. We'll see. TJ Watt, number 2 for Defensive Player of the Year, though. Peyton Wilson at 5. Okay, Martinez does win Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's huge. We'll take that. Definitely needed that. I mean, again, either way, he already went up to an 83 overall, but the Superstar Dev is going to be nice. Didn't it say we were an 87 overall a second ago? Or did I not see that right? I don't know. We're up to an 85 either way. So let's get into the offseason once again. Should we change the defensive playbook? I would say, let's see how it does next year, and then we'll decide. But next year's 2028, the cursed season, so I don't really feel like it's fair to judge it off of that. But, like, what playbook do I change it to? It doesn't seem like any of them are consistently good. We've had players put up good individual numbers, but we haven't had a good defense since the first year. Did we even have one the first year? I can't even remember. You know what? I feel like I've seen the Packers defense do well a few times. I always think, though, is that just because they have Micah Parsons, or is it actually good? I don't know. It's such a tough thing to know for sure. We'll try it, because you know it was good. They have Micah Parsons, but we also have TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, so theoretically it should be about the same, I would hope. But let's see, for the rest of our re-signings, there's Derek Harmon. We'll pick up the 5th year for him. It's not cheap, but want to keep him. Jalen Warren, he wants a 3-year deal. He's almost 30. Don't run the ball that much. I feel like we should just look for a replacement. Jabril Peppers, he's only gotten 1 pick through this rebuild. He was good this year, but like this was his first good year. I'll go 1 year though, because I don't know if I should risk it, because I haven't really seen a good slow safety at all other than Ardarius Washington. He doesn't take it though. How much is the tag? Probably like 18, 19 mil? 19? Maybe we'll risk it, because I kind of want to see if we can sign a different free agent. We'll see who's available. Also, is there anyone we can release? Because, like I said earlier, I feel like we should have more cap space. Okay, well, TJ Watt would save us 46 mil. We're not going to do that, but hopefully we can extend him soon, so we can get that number down, push it back to the future a little bit. Would it be crazy to trade DK Metcalf? I feel like we kind of just replaced him with Joaquin Martinez. He's not going to get that much production now that we have Martinez. Well, let me see if there are decent free agents first. No, not really. Okay, I guess I'm glad I looked. There's Jeremiah Trotter. He's really cheap. I guess we'll sign him. Why is he so cheap? I don't know, but this is really all we can do in free agency. A linebacker who is probably going to be depth. Efton Chisholm at receiver, a depth corner, a depth safety. We do get Trotter and Silman Craig. Just Efton Chisholm isn't signing. I don't care if we get him or not. Not a great free agent class, but there isn't a lot we can do. Do we trade for one of those running backs, though? That's my only thought here, because I don't know how Caleb Johnson's going to do in Madden. Just some players cannot do well in Madden, no matter what. Let me see, like, how does Cam Scattaboo do? Pretty good. How about Tyler Algier? Not great. I feel like he used to do super well in like Madden 24 or something if you got him. I don't know. At least in simulation, I mean. Who was the other one? There was those two, and then Josh Jacobs, 1,900 yards, 7 yards per carry. Why is he just the best player of all time in Madden? I mean, he's good in real life. He's not that good, though. Oh, yeah, it was Kyron Williams. Did good, too, but not as good as Scattaboo, and Scattaboo's younger. I think we'll trade for Scattaboo, assuming we can. Might be expensive, though. Okay, a 2 and a 3 is really close. That's more than I would want to give up for a running back. What if we give up Caleb Johnson in a 2? They take that. Okay, I'm perfectly okay okay with that. We get our new running back. I don't know if he's already under contract, but no, he isn't. So we're going to have to extend him, but that's fine. But we pick at 12 in the draft this year. We're slowly getting one pick higher every year. Unfortunately, I see even less options for our first round pick this year. I guess we could like trade down and stuff, but what would even be the point of that necessarily? I'm sure someone's already commented that, but like, what would we trade down so we can take more projected UDFA or day 3 players in the later rounds? Like, I'm probably good. We do have some decent players scouted, like Rich Hawkins, Dontrell Spellman is pretty good. 2 second to 3rd round talents. Is Harrison draftable for us? No, just barely not. There really isn't a great option for us round 1 though. We might just go with one of those guards because that's the closest thing to value we can get. Yeah, that might be what we do, unfortunately. I mean, it could be worse, though. At least they're, you know, decent and draftable. And honestly, for how slow Hawkins is, he has elite jumping, elite agility, and elite acceleration. Just not great speed. And even then, it's just solid. So it's not the worst, but it's almost the worst for left guards in this class. So we'll take him. Or, well, we have to get to our pick first, but we will take him once we get to our pick. Let's grab him out of Auburn. Not a great value pick, but it's what we got to do. Rank 51, got him at 12. Not horrible. Oh, I forgot we don't have a 2nd round pick. I mean, not that that really matters, but confused me for a second. Let's see, we can probably get Spellman round 4. Let's go with the receiver here, I think. There was one I was looking at specifically. That was Enrique Fowler, a physical receiver. Only 3rd to 4th round talent, but so was Martinez. I guess he wasn't great to start off, but definitely developed into a great player immediately because playbooks are the only thing that matter. But let's take him. Rank 97, that's fine. Oh, only normal dev. Damn it. I was trying to find a positive spin for that, but that kind of sucks. But all right, round 4, our 3rd pick. I guess we'll just go with Spellman here. I did focus scout a defensive tackle, but he must not have been great. He is already gone though, but I didn't see him pop up as one of the best players we had scouted, so maybe he was really good and went super early. I don't know, but I guess we'll just go with Spellman here. This will be a decent value pick. Rank 52, got him at 108. Sounds good. Definitely not our best draft yet, probably our worst, but we got positions we needed, so it is what it is. It's what we got to do. But all right, here's how we did in the draft. We're pretty good at picking 73 overall guards in this rebuild, that's for sure, or just 73 overall players in general. We got 2 of them this year. Fowler's a 69, obviously, and then I just picked DBs because I didn't love our depth there, and that's it. That was the draft. It was, you know what? It was probably still better than some other teams. I want to look. I mean, not too far off of the Browns. Theirs was definitely a little better. It was definitely better than the Bucs draft. That's a rough one. And the Cowboys. This one was really bad too. And the Falcons. Sorry, I just got to make myself feel better about our drafts. The Raiders picked a 62 overall in the 1st round. Huh? That was damn near the lowest overall player that went. Did they like overcompensate for nose tackles and make them too low of overalls? I hope they didn't do that, but they probably did, knowing EA. No, there was at least a 76, okay, but like, yeah, it might be too low now, whatever. But okay, heading into year 4, we are an 87 overall. We keep fluctuating between an 85 and an 87. We keep going back down and back up between an 85 and an 87, but at least right now we're an 87. I don't know why it keeps changing, but that's what we are right now at least. Very much not a scheme fit. I keep seeing if we just somehow magically are a good scheme fit for any of them, but I guess multiple power runs, sure, I don't know. That actually fits most of our starters. Okay, we'll stick with that one, at least for this year, but I like how we're looking at pretty much every position. I guess my main worries are the O-line, wide receiver 3, which we don't even use that much, and we are going to be starting Jalen McCullough at safety because I couldn't find another decent one, but it could be worse. I guess I'm glad I signed him. I also thought about starting Lambert, I think is a rookie. No, he's not the rookie. Who's the rookie? Oh yeah, Tatum. I thought about starting Tatum because he is a rookie, but I don't know if he would develop that much from only a 67, so we'll just leave McCullough. Probably try to draft a safety this year. But yeah, we're starting to build a good team here. We're starting to add decent depth, especially on the O-line, tight end, linebackers looking really nice. Edge has been looking nice. The more I look at the secondary, the more it scares me, like Jalen Ramsey's regressing pretty quick, which I guess makes sense. He is 33, but but that's something we can address this offseason. It should be fine. So let's get to the midseason point once again. It is 2028, so we're probably going to be horrible, but we'll see. Okay, no, I keep saying we're going to be bad, and we are always good at the midseason. We're 6-1 this year. Somehow we went down in overall. Why does that keep happening? We have a young team. I don't get it, but we're back down to an 86 for some reason. Whatever. Let me check out the stats. Let's see what's going right, if anything's going wrong. D. Moore is doing really well this year. His first really good year. Maybe, assuming he keeps playing like this. Scadaboo's doing pretty well. Martinez is doing very well. Okay, Felix Oliver's horrible. I guess this is 5 sacks from left guard. He's playing at left guard, but still could be better. And Fautanu. He hasn't been good a single year. Might bench both. Could be worse, but it definitely should be better. That's why we got 2 good depth linemen. We'll start Hawkins at left guard and Spellman at right tackle. We'll see how this goes. Could end up being worse, but at least they're rookies. At least it'll get them development. But all right, who are we going to have to re-sign this year? Okay, Cam Scadaboo, we expected that. Nick Herbig, he isn't too expensive. TJ Watt, Jack Sawyer. We'll probably let him go, just because I don't know if we need 4 good edge rushers. I mean, our starting future duo could be Herbig and Sawyer, but I don't know if Sawyer's worth paying is my issue. He could be, though, if Watt retires. We'll see. We'll re-sign Scadaboo. We'll go 5 years. He's really cheap. 5 years, 60. He takes it. Herbig will go 2 years, 27. He doesn't take it. Pat Freiermuth is almost 30, and it's easy to add slow tight ends, so I don't think we're going to bring him back. Fautanu, we'll see. Falele, he's been good this year. Sure, we'll give him a 2 year. I'm sure he's going to play like garbage after this point, but whatever. Jalen Ramsey will probably let go. He'll probably just retire, but we'll see if TJ Watt resigns, but I think he's going to retire. We'll go 1 year, 32. He does take it. If he does retire, we'll re-sign Jack Sawyer to be our 3rd edge rusher, and Herbig and Highsmith will start. But all right, we're doing really good. This is our best start to a season so far. Our defense still isn't amazing, but I guess it's better than it ended up doing last year, so we'll see what happens. We're probably going to choke, but hopefully we still do well enough to make the playoffs. Who knows, though? We'll probably miss them somehow and go 8-9. Okay, we end up going 12-5. Finally, we have a good year, and finally, we actually make the playoffs. I should check, though, where do we rank for overall? Because we're higher overall than the Ravens here. They're usually one of the highest overall teams to start out. Let's see, the Packers are still a better overall than us. I thought I said the Raiders were an 88. The Chiefs are an 88. The Bills are an 88. But it looks like we are tied for 4th in overall. Why are some teams grayed out, by the way? I just noticed that, like the Bears, I can't retire and switch to them? I mean, not that I want to, but that's weird. I don't know, whatever. D. Moore had a very good year, 5,200 yards, 41 touchdowns to only 13 picks. Still sacked 63 times, but he did well at least. Cam Scadaboo, 800 yards, 5.1 per carry. Barely got any attempts, but did a lot with those attempts. 1,800 yards for Martinez, though, and 14 touchdowns. Even 1,200 for DK Metcalf. 800 for Fowler as a rookie. How much? Ooh, he went up to a 78. Only ranked 109 for receivers, but he's at least decent. Where does that say he's from? Mississippi Valley State. All right, cool. But good lord. Nico Saucedo allowed 20 sacks from left tackle. That's about what I expected. Is it possible to get a good performing left tackle in this game? I guess the better question is, are we the only team? No, I was gonna say, are we the only team that had a bad left tackle? But no. I guess it's probably because we passed so much. The Bengals are also up here and we're using their playbook, but like, still, I don't know why we're this bad. We have a pretty good O-line. Saucedo's ranked 6 for left tackles, and he's a pure pass blocker. I love this game. But Hawkins was pretty horrible at left guard. Spellman wasn't too bad at right tackle, though. I think we'll put Oliver back in at left guard. And Saucedo, I don't know. We still need a left tackle. He's not good there either. But let's see. Peyton Wilson, 143 tackles, led the team. 15 TFLs for Alex Highsmith, and 19.5 sacks for Alex Highsmith. I'm glad to see him get more sacks than TJ Watt because, like I was saying, TJ Watt's probably going to retire. I guess Alex Highsmith is getting up there too, but he'll probably be here for the rest of the rebuild, maybe. But yeah, Watt 13 sacks, 9 for Harmon, 6 for Benton, and picks, 3 for Ramsey, 2 for Washington, and then 1 for 3 different players. The MVP goes to Joe Burrow, big surprise. D. Moore at number 3, though. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Joaquin Martinez. That's crazy. I definitely didn't expect that when we drafted him, but that's what I wanted. That's why I made him the #1 receiver and the slot receiver last year. It's basically the Deontay Johnson, Rashee Rice effect, where certain playbooks, you put them at slot receiver and they're immediately gonna be amazing. Pat Bryant effect, too. But Scadaboo at 6. Defensive Defensive Player of the Year goes to Alex Highsmith. Enrique Fowler at 3 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Not bad. I didn't expect him to win it, so I'm not that disappointed, but nobody for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't even know if we had any defensive rookies play at all, but we're back up to an 87 overall. We keep going back and forth, but we're at an 87 right now. And in our first playoff game, we are going to be taking on our division rival, the Baltimore Ravens, at 8-9. I feel like there's an 8-9 team in the playoffs every year in Madden, or 7-10. I don't think I've seen a 6-11 team yet, but maybe I have. I feel like I've seen the Bears at 6-11 in the playoffs or something. I don't know. This game's something else. But all right, enough yapping. I guess I should spend the coach points first, but all right. We had the best offense. I don't remember if I pointed this out yet or not, but I noticed it. We had the best offense in the league and the worst defense in the league with the Defensive Player of the Year. Like, what are we doing? Or I guess the better question is, what were the Packers doing that we aren't? Like, why were they so good, but we weren't? They were 3rd for sacks. We were tied for 1st. We had more fumble recoveries than them. They had 8 more picks. Just our red zone D is horrible, I guess. I mean, we allowed 1,000 more yards too. I don't know. Some things I just don't know how to fix. Y'all already know what defensive playbook I'm going with. Sometimes good, sometimes horrible, but we were 32nd this year. We gotta change it. I'm sure I'll find the defensive playbook I actually like at some point, but I still haven't yet. There isn't a clear favorite for me like the Bills last year. But anyway, let's see if we can beat the Ravens in the wild card here. We lose 29-26 to an 8-9 team. They're gonna be in the Super Bowl. No, they're not, thankfully. Okay. But all right, maybe the second to last offseason here. This one's a lot of fun. I kind of want to keep going even longer. We'll maybe do 7 years. We have the 5th year option for Saucedo. It is 37 mil. Yeah, I don't think so. But let me see. Did TJ Watt retire? We did go down in overall, so it looks like he probably did. He didn't. Why did we go down? Okay, Jalen Ramsey retired, and I guess that's it. Okay. So we'll bring Herbig back. I'll just go neutral because he's our 3rd edge rusher. I'm not going to overpay him. He does take it, though. Probably will start for us next year. Not this upcoming year, but the next one. Pat Freiermuth did get superstar, but at 30 years old, I don't know if that really does anything for me. Fatanu has been kind of horrible. I think we're going to let everyone else here go. Yeah, I think so. But in free agency, we got to hope for some good players this year. I don't even know what positions we should look for necessarily, but if I see a good player, I'm probably gonna try to sign him. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Still not amazing, unfortunately. I was right, that first year was our best free agent class. I wanna check something. Have we already added most of the good slow players? I feel like we might have. Yeah, it kind of looks like it. The Texans might be going for the same strategy as us. They have Martinez at guard. They have Clinton and Gonzalez at guard. They have Cantu at receiver. They're taking slow players too, apparently. But yeah, at least on offense, we've already added most of the good players that are slow. There are a few like defensive players that are pretty good, but none that would be too huge of upgrades. So we're gonna have to draft our good players, probably. But we'll see if this group of players signs. We're the only team interested in any of them. Okay, everyone signs except Zeke Correll at center. He does sign. Okay, not that crazy of a free agent class, but it's what we gotta do. But in the draft this year, we pick at 23, our worst pick so far, which I guess is a good thing. I just need to figure out who we're gonna pick this year, because of course, all the good safeties are quicker ones. There are at least like day 3 safeties we can pick, but that doesn't do anything for us. Man, this draft class is looking really not great for us. There's Dwayne Geathers, who looks fine, but yeah, that's about it. I mean, they're QBs, but obviously we don't need a QB. So I guess we'll just get to our pick, and we'll go with Dwayne Geathers. He is still here, obviously. He is only 21. He does look good. He is 395 pounds, so a 5'3" is pretty good. Really good. Rank 47, we'll take that. That's fine. Normal dev, though. I kind of thought dev traits would be an issue in this rebuild. They kind of have been, but they weren't at first, but they've kind of become an issue. We haven't gotten many hidden devs, at least recently. But all right, round 2. I see this pretty good safety here. I would like him, but obviously he's too fast. Oh yeah, that's what I want. A vertical threat tight end with only decent speed, solid change of direction. This one has poor acceleration. That sounds fun. I was gonna say I might go with Hollenbach just because he's projected to go early, but he looks horrible. Man, I might just go with one of these safeties. They're not good, but that's about all we can do. Let's go with Troy Porter. 4.75 speed. How does the other one look? Will Spitzer. I hardly know her. Oh, he has marginal speed. I feel like I never see marginal. I feel like it's always poor more than marginal. But I guess he's a little faster. I don't love the F play rec though. Or was that even him? No, that wasn't him. Why'd I think Spitzer? Oh, he was one of the marginal to poor speed guys. It was Nixon. I don't know. They look similar. I guess he looks a little better, maybe, because at least he has a pursuit. Sure. Neither of them are good, but I don't know why I spent so long on that pick. It doesn't matter. I mean, I guess it was a second round pick, but still. Let's grab both. Why not? Okay, the other one was better. I guess that was a good evaluation there. Okay, I was gonna say this Beckford dude looks like one of the worst players I've ever seen. 72 change of direction, 86 speed, 85 acceleration, F deep route, F medium route, F release. That was a good call. He's ranked 339. Is he gonna be like a 61 or something? I guess we'll find out. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. This one was not great. We at least got Dwayne Geathers, who is decent, but there were not really any great options. I wish I could sort by position and then check their speed for who got drafted, but yeah, I don't think it really would have mattered. I guess this guard is good, but he wasn't one of the slowest. At least wasn't listed as one of the slowest, but I guess he is the slowest guard I see. What was his speed? Because yeah, he is the slowest left guard and he is good. Why was he not there? I don't know. But wow, what a weird draft. All the best players went second round, late third, late first, early second, late first, late first. That's weird. Yeah, the teams at the top didn't do very well. But yeah, like I said, not our best draft yet. Beckford is a 62, so I was close. I almost feel like he would be a higher overall at a different position, like tight end or something. Not that I should be able to move him there. He is a higher overall there though, a 66, but he'd be too fast there. I almost want to do that just for fun, even though that would be cheating. It wouldn't even make a difference, but whatever. Oh yeah, and this corner at least had hidden dev. He's a 66, but at least has hidden. And this tackle, somehow. He's 6'9", 379, 95 strength, hidden dev. Like, how are you that bad at football? How are you that athletic and this bad? Oh, I forgot ratings and dev trader on the same screen now. He has superstar though, but he does go up to 65 at guard. He's gonna be a 6'9" guard. That'll go well. But all right, let's get into year 6. Something like that. We'll go one more year after this, and let's hope this is our year. We're past the down year. Should be past all that, I hope, so we'll see. Oh yeah, also, expect videos to be in a little bit higher quality soon. I finally got some 1440p monitors or whatever, because I realized when I was done editing my videos, they kind of looked like garbage sometimes, so expect them to hopefully be a little better looking. This one might be in 1440p. I recorded like half of it in 1440p, or I guess like the last quarter of it. We'll see. But here's how the team's looking heading into year 6. We're up to an 87 overall. We're not looking bad. We've pretty much built our own team at this point. We don't really have many Steelers players left starting. Just DK Metcalf, Zach Frazier. On defense, we definitely have a few more, but on offense, we've mostly made it out of the slowest players. But I mean, the defense is probably going to be mostly our own soon. Guys like Joey Porter, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith are getting older, so for the final year, we're probably going to have to replace at least a couple of them. Oh yeah, and kind of on the same note, we are going to be starting a couple rookies this year. I decided we are going to start Nixon at safety. We'll see how this goes, but DBs tend to develop a lot as rookies, at least I've kind of noticed. And we don't have like the best players to start above them. Like Chris Rowland Wallace, Jalen McCullough, they're fine players, but they're not going to really develop much more. Nixon and Etienne could technically develop a lot, so we'll hope they do. But let's get into the year. We still have Saucedo at left tackle because I don't know what else to do there. I don't feel great about that, but let's get to the midseason and we'll see what's going right and what's going wrong. All right, we're 5-2, could be worse. I feel like, I know I've already said this, but we've been good at every midseason. It's just about the second half of the year actually going right. I do see we lost 35-21 to the Jags, so that's not great, but did bounce back and beat the Browns at least. All right, let me check on the offensive line though. 18 sacks so far. D Moore is still doing good. Not really playing up to his overall necessarily. I mean, he did last year, but every other year he's played well-ish. But Scadaboo's doing pretty well. Martinez already 700 yards. This year Saucedo again, but like, what other choice do we have? I think we'll just leave our linemen because I don't trust any of them necessarily. We only have 2 picks on the year. One of them being Nixon, at least, a rookie. How is ETN doing? No picks, but at least 2 pass deflections. Doing better than Washington and Porter. Almost, no, he's doing better than them combined statistically, at least pass coverage wise. So that's not great, but there could be some interesting players in our re-signings this year. There's D. Moore, Nico Saucedo, DK Metcalf. I've been waiting for a contract for him for a while because he has been expensive lately. He was 41 mil this year. I guess we'll extend him because like we don't really have another option at receiver, at least a number 2, but I feel like we could find one. Surprisingly, receiver isn't that hard for us to find in this rebuild. I mean, it's not easy, but we've been pretty good at receiver. But D. Moore will resign. We'll go 5 years, 313. We'll see if he takes this. He does. Okay, good. Wasn't that expensive, all things considered. Saucedo, absolutely not. Let's see, we also have Ramon Phillips, or Ramon. I never know how to pronounce that name. I don't know. DeAndre Hyde, we need back. He's like our 1 DB that's actually played well, for the most part. But Derek Harmon, sure, 3 years, 60. Joey Porter, probably not. I guess he did have 11 pass deflections last year. I guess he was pretty good 2027 and 8. We'll see how he ends up doing this year. The 2 years before that, though, he wasn't great. We'll see. If he sucks, I'll let him go. Watt, I am fully expecting to retire. I thought he would last year, but I mean, Chris Jones retired at like 31. I'm really surprised TJ Watt is still here, but I guess I'll extend him. He doesn't even take it. Okay, whatever. Everyone else, I don't really care for now. We'll figure it out at the end of the year. But honestly, if we lose all these players, the only one I'll really be worried about is TJ Watt. And even then, we have depth, so I don't know. Just will that depth actually play well is the question. Ooh, okay, we end up going 13-4. I fully expected us to choke this year, but we end up being good. We're 2nd on offense, 9th on defense. We'll take that at this point. Our defense isn't even a great overall. I can't even remember which playbook are we using now. I've changed it a few times. Is it the Patriots? It is the Patriots. I like the Patriots defensive playbook. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I like it. Ooh, and also for development, Nixon already up to a 76. ETN also a 76. Looks like those were probably good moves, but let's see how this year went. D. Moore, 5,100 yards, 36 touchdowns to only 7 picks. For a Madden QB, he really hasn't had that good of a passer rating though. Or not pass, well, I guess passer rating, but I meant completion percentage. I guess he's been, he's been okay actually. I take that back. Been like top 10-ish, maybe like 10 to 12 range. At least a 65 is. I'm just used to having QBs throw like 75 completion percentage or something like that. Something ridiculous. Was 10th for passer rating though. But Cam Scadaboo was good, 700 yards, which sounds bad, but 4.5 per carry, 17 touchdowns, 1,700 yards, and 17 touchdowns for Martinez, though. 1,200 yards for Metcalf, 900 for Fowler. We've had really, really good receiving numbers. Speaking of 17 for Saucedo at left tackle. Sacks, that is. Honestly, Spellman was worse, though. 16 from right. That's not great. Might need 2 tackles heading into the final year. I might honestly have to re-sign Saucedo, though, and, like, move him to right tackle or something. Maybe that's what I should do? I don't know, dude. O-line is so hard to figure out in this game. Even harder than last year's game and the games before that, and I thought even then it was hard to figure out. But Patrick Queen, 176 tackles, 17 TFLs. What's with the number 17? 17 TFLs for Watt, and sacks, 15 for Highsmith, 12.5 for Watt, but picks only 5 total on the year. 1 for 5 different players. Not great. But MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes, D. Moore at number 4. Joaquin Martinez wins Offensive Player of the Year again. Cam Scadaboo at number 7. Alex Highsmith at 5 for Defensive Player of the Year, Watt at 8. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, Nixon at 3, ETN at 4. I was hoping we could somehow win these, but like, what did they even do? Let's see, Nixon, 95 tackles. I mean, that's good. 2 TFLs, half a sack, a pick, 8 pass deflections. He was actually pretty good. Like, really good. I guess I see how he didn't win it, but he was nice. I like the 8 pass deflections. That's strong safety in Madden. Let's see, ETN, not quite as good, but I guess he got a lot of tackles for whatever that's worth. But all right, in the playoffs, we are going to be taking on the Chargers at an 86 overall. I do got to check though. That reminds me, where do we rank for overall? Let's see, the Rams are an 89, the Packers are a 91, the Chiefs are a 90, so we're tied for 4th, it looks like. Not bad with what we're trying to do do here, or what we have to do here. We'll go one more year after this regardless, but can we get another playoff win? Do we have a playoff win? These have taken me so many days to record lately. I don't know why, but the last time we were in a playoff game was a full day ago for me, but yeah, I don't remember. Let's see if we can beat the Chargers. We can, 38-17. Okay, cool. We smoke them as we should, but we're now up to an 89. So does that mean we're tied for third? Yeah, I guess so. The Rams didn't go up, so we're climbing, I guess. I'm surprised at how possible this challenge seems. I thought this was ridiculous. I'm maybe glad I didn't want to do a team of no players rebuild doing this challenge, but again, leave a like if you want to see that. I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm starting to think it's a little more possible. Oh yeah, let me spend coach points too. I always forget, but all right. I didn't realize the Patriots are 13-4. I might have said that, but it didn't sometimes I say things and it doesn't even click in my brain, but they are 13-4. I'm just now realizing their defensive playbook was good for them too. I don't know. I like this playbook, but let's see if we can beat the Patriots. We cannot. We lose 27-10. We shouldn't have gotten smoked. We did have the better roster, but it is what it is. We get one more chance at a Super Bowl here. Might as well go all in, so we'll see who we can re-sign. We'll restructure all of our deals. This is probably going to be a busy final offseason. Also, I did see some bad news. I kind of skipped over it, but okay, Alex Highsmith retired, but TJ Watt still hasn't retired. I guess that's fine. As long as we still have one of them, sure. So now Nick Herbig just steps in for Alex Highsmith. We'll see how he does. No idea. I can almost guarantee he won't do as well, but could do all right. But all right, who are we going to re-sign? Saucedo, I'm going to keep against my better judgment or whatever that saying is. I don't know. 3 years, 93 mil. He does take it. We'll move him over to right tackle. DK Metcalf, I guess we might as well. He really doesn't fit the theme of this rebuild, but, you know, I think it's fair. We get to keep the original Steelers players on this team. 2 years, 23. He takes it. Ramon Phillips isn't interested. Tight end, we don't even... Tight ends are our fifth receiving option. Cam Scadaboo gets more receptions than our tight end 1 does. How did Joey Porter do? No picks, 5 pass deflections. Could be worse. I'll re-sign him. 1 year, 9.5. He takes it. Hopefully he has a year like he did a couple years ago. But TJ Watt will go... He did reject our last offer, but 1 year, 33.5. He does take it. I should have done a 2 year. Then I maybe could have restructured him, but oh well. But all right, we're down to negative 1.2 mil. So let's get to restructuring. We'll see how much money we can free up. But all right, we are going to be trading for Christian Benford. We need our secondary to be better, and he was one of the few slower players that we could trade for that would actually be an upgrade to this team. There was him, there was Azareye'h Thomas, but his stats were horrible, and Pat Bryant, but we don't really need a receiver. I mean, he would technically be an upgrade, but I guess we could also trade for him, but we would be out of cap space if we did. You know, I mean, we could though. Maybe. Can we? Maybe. All right, we'll give him a 3, a 4, a Maya, and Parrish for Pat Bryant, because why not? He'll be an upgrade, and I want to make this team look as good as it can. We still need a left tackle. Definitely not going to play Spellman there. We could try Pierman if I'm feeling brave enough, which I'm definitely not, but he has a horrible overall pass blocker, so that means he'll probably perform well in pass protection, because that makes sense. But yeah, our secondary's looking good now. Nixon as a weak link, I feel more than fine with that, especially with how he played. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot about free agency. Are we still allowed to sign free agents after we traded for those players? I guess we are. I don't know how, but apparently we still have a mil left over in cap space, but we're going to be going for these players. I already had them, I guess, negotiated with. No other team's interested in any of them, but they would all just be depth, other than Phillips would maybe start. We get Chisholm and Carell. We get Walker and Randolph at safety. He's a decent backup safety, 78. Could technically start for us. But all right, we do get the other two, so good free agent class. Obviously good trades. Let's get to the draft, and we'll probably only show our first round pick. But all right, we pick at 27. This is the first time I have seen a top 5 talent that we can actually draft. The problem is, he's projected to go at 54. So he is probably going to go really close to where we pick in the first round at 27. But we can't really trade up. We already traded away our mid-round picks and second. So we'll just get to the pick and we'll hope he's still here. I doubt he will be, but he could be. Maybe he is? He might be. That kind of seems too convenient. I promise I'm not cheating. I don't know what the point of that even would be, but we get a top 5 talent guard in the year where we need offensive line kind of desperately. I mean, most of our line played well well last year, at least our interior, but I guess we'll put June at left tackle. I don't know if he'll play well, but we'll see. His elite strength, change direction, and acceleration. Honestly, doesn't look like the craziest top 5 talent I've ever seen, but if he is, he is. We'll take him. Rank 3, got him at 27. Sounds good. I'd guess he's like an 80 or something. But all right, now if it wants to load in round 5, is there anyone else we can take that's even decent? Oh, there is a guard. Is he good? That's what I was hoping for. Or is he slow, I meant to say. He is good. No, he's the fastest guard. Damn it. Let's see. There's Sanchez, but day 3. Ooh, there is a good right guard. Scotty Acosta, not even that slow, but he is one of the 3 slowest, I guess. I guess we could really take any of the right guards because there aren't many left. So I think this is a pretty easy decision. Scotty Acosta out of Florida, rank 46, got him at 155. This was a very good draft for only 2 picks. But all right, here's how he did in our final draft. Daquan June, he was a 79 overall at guard, but went down to a 77 at tackle. Also, he is an agile type with 64 speed. Even for a tackle, that's not great. I guess he has good acceleration and agility, but how you have 97 strength, but you're only a 69 overall power blocker. Like, that's crazy. I don't know, but he'll probably start for us at left tackle. We'll see how that goes. And then Acosta's pretty good, 74 overall. He might end up starting somewhere this year if we struggle at right tackle or something, or even left tackle, I guess. And then Sanchez. Oh yeah, I forgot he had hidden dev, but 68 overall, only 60 speed. I guess Acosta isn't even that slow for a guard, 67. That's not horrible. But yeah, we did all right. Got the 3rd best player, or I guess formerly the 3rd best player before we moved him, so we'll take it. But all right, here is a look at the team heading into the final season. We're up to an 88. D Moore is up to X Factor. Did he just gain this, or did he already have it and I didn't notice? Let me see. Okay, no, he did just gain it. So he's looking good. Been up there for a couple MVPs. Hopefully he can somehow win one this year. He's definitely been a product of this offensive playbook. But why is the change scheme so big? And why is the background black? Love this game. Wait, it's still huge. Okay, whatever, but I forgot what I was talking about. I got distracted. Oh yeah, this Bengals offensive playbook definitely seems pretty good. Just the big question on offense is, how is Daquan June gonna do? We really need him to do well as a rookie. Surely nothing could go wrong putting all your faith in a rookie left tackle. So we'll see what happens there. And then the defense, no more Alex Highsmith, but I mean, we're still looking really good. Of course, added Christian Benford. That's really all we added on defense, but I mean, he's our new #1 corner, so we'll see how it goes. This should be a really good team, I would hope. You never know in Madden, but I'll get to the mid-season just to make sure everything's going good, but I'll see y'all at the end of the year, and we better be in the playoffs. I have a bad feeling for some reason. Well, that's a new record. 71 sacks. With a pretty good offensive line. I benched June for Spellman at the midseason. That didn't go well, but it wasn't going well to begin with. I benched Oliver and Hawkins for Acosta and Pearman. That went okay. You would never guess. We had 1 pick on the year. Talk about a brute force down season. Like, there was just no way we could have been good. I gotta remember 2030 as a force down year 2. I mean, I had that gut feeling, though. That's crazy. But if you couldn't tell from my tone, we had the best offense in the league, despite getting sacked 71 times. But we finished 6-11 and missed the playoffs in the final year. You hate to see it.